The following is a presentation of 13ABC Action News. Now, your table is ready. Join 13ABC's Jeff Smith.
Hi there. If you didn't hear me last week, Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Roundtable program for this Sunday. We always appreciate your attendance here at the Roundtable. And obviously, with the new year upon us, a lot of people out there making New Year's resolutions and trying to stick with them. And one that's, of course, very, very important to all of us are relationships, whether it be through family and friends, what have you. But I found something this week that I wanted to show you there at home. I found it especially interesting. And in fact, in this day and age, how our relationships are shaking down. I entitled this Techno-Love because of this report saying how technology is actually creating a problem with our relationships with each other. The question in this article, the editor brings up, he says, are you spending more time with your smartphone than with your partner, even during romantic dates? Interesting question there. He continues to say technology allows us to be constantly connected to the world, but it can also make us even more disconnected from each other. In fact, two recent studies, he points out, show that cell phones can have a negative impact on close relationships. Glad to have with us, joining us from Los Angeles, California this afternoon. She's got a #1 bestseller right now on Barnes & Noble's bestseller list, The Matchmaker of the Century. Her name is Hellen Chen. She is joining us via Skype this afternoon. First and foremost, thanks for being here. You've been listening in. What are some of those keys you try to profess to folks as far as healthy relationships are concerned, Hellen?
Just like they say, the key is communication. So very important, you always stay like a queue and then you're talking to people with a lot of energy instead of like you tell people the bad thing, you tell people how's your worry and how you don't like this life and all that kind of things. You're making people don't understand you. Just like, we have this text, this smartphone we can use, but the most important is you're so sincere to people and you really, really talk to them and you're honest. Otherwise, you're making the relationship become very dry and very uncomfortable, and then you're making the speed of the people getting together become longer and longer because you're talking slow and you're talking not really express yourself. So most important is the men know how to talk the sweet talk to the men, and then most of the mother and the people together, you have to sincere and you really let them know you care about them. And you have to repeat these type of things, being cute and being energetic and always really, really talk. Doesn't matter how long, how short you talk, but never talk about your worries. Don't talk about how you don't like them do this, don't like them do that. That just hurt the relationship. Always focus on the positive, their good point, not their bad point. Not always want them to correct. That really threw people off.
Hellen has got a bestseller right now in Barnes & Noble. Hellen, you've traveled the country. You've been all over this country. And the problems with, I guess, making a healthy relationship or making a smarter relationship, let's put it that way, I would assume they're the same all around the country. It's not different for the East. It's not different for the West. It's not different for the Midwest, right?
Yes, it's all same. It's all about the human beings, all about the people. Everybody has the same feeling.
And when you groups of people or when you go out and discuss your book, what are some of the keys to building a stronger, smarter relationship that you give them?
You always want to give. You always want to flow to the people, the good feeling. You want to show your emotion, but you don't want to correct people. You don't want to tell them what to do. You don't want to changing them. A lot of time the woman try to changing the other side, their spouse or their family member or their friends too much. You should let people be themselves and you be yourself, and everybody has their own space and working together. So the really important thing is be yourself and let others be themselves. So you don't try to constantly tell people what to correct or what you're expecting. You just give. Give is better than receiving, and that is a really important part. You concentrate, you love people, and you pay your attention, and you really let them know they are important to you. And I think this is really wonderful.
Hellen, as we get ready to end this segment, and obviously you've got this bestseller, why do you think your book's a bestseller?
Well, I'm talking a lot of idea and the philosophy is never people actually used before, but that's very important, such as you should date after you marry and dating the rest of your life. And you're free because you get married and you understand how the importance of the relationship in your life. It's very important to take in class, to join the class and improve yourself. And then I do encourage people so much to improve yourself, to getting better relationship, and it's worth to do it in your life.
Book is called The Matchmaker of the Century, and I assume you're talking about dating your spouse and continue to have dates, correct?
Yes, the rest of your life.
Helen, thank you so much for joining us via Skype.
Thank you, everybody.
You bet. Continued good luck to you, and once again, Matchmaker of the Century is the name of the book. We wrap things up this Sunday.